Ja, nicht Denise, you like this setup, you see, isn't it? Should be like that. No, it's on my head.
Perfect.
You're on mine right now.
Yes, okay.
Let me see.
Do we need to put on recording? I'm just gonna start the recording and please ask the people that they can hear you or not. Just gonna ask.
And we should be live. Are you guys hearing me? Hello, everybody. Please give me a feedback in the chat so I know whether you hear me and whether you see our beautiful board. Nice contrast.
Hearing you. Did you get any feedback?
Huh?
Did you get any feedback?
Not yet. Not yet. I have no clue whether I'm just talking, looking like a weird old lady sitting in the corner of some nice hotel and just talking to herself. Hello, chat. Are you there? Thank you so much.
They can hear you.
They hear me. Excellent.
sure.
You hear us. Okay. So, what can I say? We are live at the Swiss Championships 2025 here in Switzerland, in Lausanne, at a beautiful venue. That's the Best Western Hotel Mirabeau, directly in Lausanne, very close to the train station, and it's easy for the Swiss to meet here because it's centered, and we do have people from Geneva, from Basel, from Zurich, from St. Gallen, from Appenzell, from Schwyz, all the cantone, they are here and they have been fighting for the title of being the Swiss champion 2025 since Friday evening. This is where everything started, and this is where we gathered a small group of 55 enthusiasts, nerds, and leisure players, and money gamers, and tournament players, experienced ones, world-class players we do have here. We do live commentary. People are leaving the venue, heading home, and I know they all are going to watch it on their way home, even if they're on train or whether they're taking a flight. It's been just a journey. Yes, we started on Friday. We had a nice upper reach, as we say, at this fine hotel, and at 8:30, first round started. All the participants had to play a 9-point match. All of them had 3 lives. And now it came down to those 2 fine players, and that would be Axel and Ernst Kümin. I know they are excited to be on a live stream. Actually, they had no idea that this is happening, and they agreed to be streamed, which us, the organization team, and everybody being involved and bringing you this broadcast, that they agreed on playing on live and in live stream. So I'm your host, commentator, and I'm excited to do so and welcome all of you. My name is Denise Kaiser. I'm a player as well. I have been participating in this tournament, and unfortunately, I had to say, okay, I'm going to the commentary booth because I don't play the finals. What can I say to those players that we are about to meet? It's Ernst Kümin, and he is Swiss. He's from the canton Schwyz, partially living in Brazil, and now heading and living either in Brazil or here in Switzerland. And he's accompanied by his wonderful wife, and she is on his side, like always, and squeezing thumbs. And yeah, Ernst is 52, and he had quite some tournaments already that he played, and he once won the Zurich Open. So he's not unknown for the people in the Swiss scene, and we all know that he is an excellent world-class player. He even participated at UBC Contender tournament, which would be the tournament where you do gain 1 point for the win of the match, but also 1 point for having the better performance rate. We call it just shortly the PR, and the performance rate is giving a bit of information what the computer thinks, how they move their checker, and also handle their cube. Ernst is also part of the Swiss team that is participating in tournaments all over the world for the World Championships. He has been for the Swiss team playing in Skopje, he played in Trier, and he played in Stockholm. So we know that we do have a very, very fine, high quality match coming up, because his opponent, Axel, he is like an old buddy actually, and he is not in the big tournaments. He is more like doing small tournaments like town tournaments and friendship tournaments and club tournaments, and this is where he is known. Also, he is playing on several channels where you can play online backgammon, to other people also joining the Heroes Studio. This is where you meet us. This is where we play. And we do have also some XG feed to see what performance rate is being played. Axel actually did not, thank you, Jeff. Axel actually, since he's not playing like big tournaments, but he used to be one who would play in the well, it's not a hotel, it's the Le Monde in Wiesbaden, which used to be a spot for fine backgammon players to play duet. So actually a classic money game. And this is where he's very experienced. And we have to probably face a PR of, yeah, I would say around 4.5 as well.
We are starting.
So he is also a world-class player. This is something that is really to be said at that moment, and we are so proud because of that. Okay, we are setting up and the players are getting ready. Handshake, 11-point match for the title for the Swiss Championships 2025. Opening roll 5-1 for white. That is the 4-point and the 11-point. Okay, we're setting up a bit. I'm sorry that I do not commentate on the rolls because we are looking for the screen now, and now it's perfect. Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff, our technical guy who's making everything possible here. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for putting me in this nice spot and in the situation of commentating for you guys at home, watching it live here from the Mirabeau Hotel in Lausanne. 5-2 out to the bar. That's a hitter, 1. And there's a glare on the other die. It's a 4, yes, that covers. Nice. 5 comes in and 3 probably hits, yes. What else is there? 3, 4. The dice. But I would think for a moment, which number should I give to Ernst? In and hit the second checker. And this is really what you don't want to do when you're with 2 checkers on the bar and your opponent has 5 blots to shoot back at. And Ernst, being a very, very deliberate player, knows that this must be a cube. He doesn't want to miss. And Axel also knows there is so much play left. I mean, the 5 points not made yet. Lots of plays left for him. And Ernst is playing a number that allows him to make a 4 prime instantly. To 6, he can't do much with those 5 checkers at his 6 point. The 3 spares there that are willing to do something are still where they are. 3 anchors up. Okay, I think that Axel is taking a breath, knowing I'm back in the game. This is exactly what he was looking for. Double anchor. Ernst knows this too. Double 3. Well, the back checker's frozen, hiding the blue check blot. And coming down, he could consider going to the 4 point and fill that 4 point, but I think this is stronger. 3, 4 makes the bar and comes down to bring extra material for the 5 point. He thinks about coming up from the back, and he thinks and considers his timing, and he decides to stay on the double anchor. I think that's a 5-3, still stuck back there, and using the spares that he had on the 10 point. Double 6, that swings. Have to come out from the back. Can make the 9 point. What else is there? You can't hit. What's your game plan here? You know, this is really mixing up the timing and the situation when you do have like a backgammon structure that is just changing into a holding game. Okay. He's not going to break the 8 or 7 point to do something like making a 2 and a 1 point. Ernst now really needs a 6. I see a 5. And the other die, is that a 2? No, it's a 1, yeah. With a 2 he probably would have stepped up. So there's no matter 1 to play. Cocked dice. And we do not play dice on checker, by the way, you guys. 5, 2, and the material comes closer for that important 5-point or attack. Actually, the attacking on the 3-point is not really his first goal. He'd prefer rather much to make the 9-point. Now Ernst with the double 5. And again, this is mixing up timing situation. Ernst, for his taste, is becoming a bit fast with this little. Will be back there. Just a 6 or a 2-4 to jump out. Axel knows the situation has changed. There's a shot on a 6. Shortly thinks, is there something? I don't want to miss a recube here. Decides to roll and hits this checker. Okay, question is, was that a market loser already? Probably not, but you see, this is delicate. For 1, I'd say is this. 1, is it a 4? Then he would hit on the 1-point. Yeah, that is a 4, and that's the hit. That's the so-called tempo hit. 4-5, which gives actually Axel the tempo because he is able to hop out, and now Ernst is in some trouble. He was in some trouble because he makes the defensive 20-point anchor, puts him right back in the game. Excellent shake. 5-3. Probably the 3-point. There's nothing that would. Yeah. No 6-5 for Ernst. Axel still safe. And that's the 6 away done. And the Swiss Championship 2025. I know this is annoying when you are into the game and you are like sitting there, like they sit there and you think, what would I do with this move? Is there a cube? And then it's interrupted. I remember at the World Championships, I've been sitting in front of the computer and my good friend Carlos Esteso from Switzerland was playing the final against Mochi, and stream was interrupted. And I was biting my nails and I was sitting in front of my computer thinking, this can't be true. I mean, come on, please, where is it? Where is the picture? Where's the stream? And Simon Bargett from the UK, who has his fine YouTube channel, you should check it out actually. Simon took over and he saved my afternoon, and I think a lot of people who are watching felt the same. And he took over the live stream and gave us picture and commentary to the championships back in, I'm not sure what, I'm not good in dates though. So yes. And the same I'm hoping here. Okay, my technical friend, Chef, is here to help me out and help us out and hopefully reconnecting us so that we can watch this ongoing final of this championship, Ernst against Axel, Müller, and they continue playing and we don't see anything. And oh my God, thank you so much, Jeff. We are back on that board and we see the 4 cube. And we see the 4 cube. Of course we see the 4 cube. I had a feeling, we all had the feeling, right guys? that this was far from over and there were so many swings. And now we do have a crunch board by White. How do I like my peanut butter? Crunchy! Who said that? And my kudos and shout outs to the American community from the WWBGF team. All the ladies out there, Irina, Karen, Melanie. If you see that, hi to you. But back to the game. Is this a take for Ernst? We do have a blot in Axel's home board. We do have an open 1 point. And he lets it go. There are so many pick and passes for Axel. The gammons, and I think this is definitely something that Ernst was thinking about. How many gammons do I lose if I take this 4 cube? There were not too many gammons, but what about my chances? And he just lets it go. We're talking about an 11-point match, and you'd much rather have your opponent leading with 2-0 than with 8-0. So take a deep breath, focus on the new game. Axel feeling happy now, doing a double hit now, doing some tricks with a checker. 4-3 and back in. And Axel with a 1-5. Read things, but of course the bar is great. And okay, he brings material down. I would have not minded. Usually I don't like it when they do the 1 point too fast, too early in the wrong time. In this case, I think it was worth considering because if you do have slotted it, you might as well eventually do it. To 6, split him down. 4-3. That should be a hit on the 3. Can't make an advanced egg with that. He can't hop out with that. So we have this 3. Of course, he would also considering making the 10 point. You see his pointing finger. The 3 would have covered the 10 point, but I think you need this tempo hit here, and also this 1 point is not made here, and Ernst could have a rehit, whatever. 5-1. Yesterday's thoughts. Creep up. Yep. What does Ernst want to see here? A 6-2. Do you just run from the back and hide the block on the 13? Or do you continue with a double blotting hitting play? But the race indicates to make a quiet run here. 4-3 could point or anchor up. Axel sees that and does this. Make the 3 point, leave the blot on the 1. 4 in and 3 covers. Nice. Ernst having a 3-point board now. 6-1. All run. This equalizes the strength of the board, even though that the 1 point is the weaker point to have. He's counting and considering the race, and that's a very proper thing to do now. Maybe he is setting it up once more, going to the 13. 13 down, 14 there, equal. 2 blots there. Yeah, this is also a bit a matter of style, actually, whether you go for a running play or whether you seek contact and see possibilities. And this is what Axel is evaluating right now, and he decides to leave. I see a 4 and a 1. 5-3 does not hit, but creeps up and finally makes the 1 point to equalize the strength of the board. Okay, puts it back, evaluating his options. There is also a quiet running play by going to the 15 and giving direct 6s and 3s. And the 3 Ernst will hit anyway. And Axel is thinking, okay, when to get hit where? 5 and it's not a 1, because I think then we would see an instant a fast hit on a 5 point. If it is a 4, it is a 4, 5 and 4, 9 pips to play. He will leave a direct shot anyhow, so he might just minimize this. Okay, people are leaving the venue and waving me a nice goodbye. And that was just Patrick Didisheim, who is responsible that we do have to be able to watch this final from the beautiful Belle Epoque Grand Hotel in Lausanne, the Mirabeau. We have a beautiful setting here. Chandeliers all over the place, art, classic gastronomic offers, great restaurant. Okay, we do have a running play here. And Axel slightly ahead in the race. 2, 3, 9, double 3 helps for sure. And let's see what Ernst is coming up with. Otherwise, Axel is really recounting the race. He doesn't want to miss a cube here. This is what you are looking for when you are ahead in the score. This is non-diminished positions, and now you really have to know your percentage. And I can assure you, those guys know how to count pips. They know the percentages, and they won't miss cubes here. This is for a backgammon player on that level would be a no-go. And there it is. Do we see a take here by Ernst? 2, 1 pip down. That's a close one. 7 down, 12, 5. 6 pips ahead in the race. Did I miscount? I don't have XG feed. I do not see the pip count as well as the players don't. And counting pips and focusing on pip count while commentating and talking to you guys, I have to make up my mind. And there are commentators that, like Steve Sachs, I had the pleasure and honor to do commentary with. And he is the fastest pip counter, I think, in the world. Nobody is, I mean, Steve sitting next is like having an XG. He's almost making a run in he doesn't need to make a run in pip count because he's even so fast. He just looks at it, scans it, and then he is telling me the right number. Of course, when I'm playing, I'm doing the same. There, I'm not as distracted as being on live stream for the first time for the Swiss Championship. Okay, Ernst, let's go. Giving another point to Axel, who is now leading in the match 3-0, which means 8 away, 11 away. So I do have a bit of a smaller live screen than you. But if I look over to the big screen, I see that there are no time issues whatsoever. They are playing a proper pace. 3 points made. 4-6 could run. Yes. Ernst looking for a hit or either a defensive anchor, and he goes for the 5-point anchor where Dirk Schiemann wrote a very nice book whether to make the 20-point anchor or the 5-point anchor. And Dirk Schiemann, actually, as a little detail, is one of those great fine players in the world, Super Grandmaster, of course, who inspired Axel to come back to the tournament, creating Dirk Schiemann's work a lot, especially when it comes to the YouTube channel. Okay, I lost my screen. I'm not sure what about you. I think that Chef is running. Hello, Medea. Would you please help us out?
Sure.
And of course, next year, this won't happen anymore.
Sure.
Sure, it will happen. We are humans. We are not Bill Riles, and I'm not Tara. And I know we are spoiled by their live streams. I can't thank them enough that they do what they do and give us the live streams. And thank you, Jeff, and spoiling us with excellent streaming quality. But we're working on it. And we appreciate every viewer, everyone sitting in front of the computer now or maybe even later and rewatch this stream that we are having live now. 6-3 for Ernst. So he escaped with his last 2 checkers, and he might take advantage out of the situation that Axel has a blot again on the 1 point, which he covers now, splitting his checkers from the 8 to the 7. They don't do the service they need to do right now. And Ernst, trailing in the match, is giving the cube. And he better. You do not want to miss your market. And we do have market losers here. Imagine 6-6, 3-3. 6-4, nice running numbers. 5-5s would do the job. Lose your market. And Axel lets it go. 1 point for Ernst. 3-1 to 11. Let's take a sip of water. There's a friendly atmosphere. You see them smiling at each other. They know that they can be very happy and very proud to sit in those chairs, play the final. And one of them is going to be the Swiss champion of 2025 at this very prestigious tournament here in Lausanne. I know it's a 2. I know it's a double 1. The dice have a glare. I don't know about you guys at home, whether you have the glare on your stream. I do. To 6 hits. Very nice. Five, 3. Yeah, he'd like to anchor up on the 21, but he doesn't want to be on the 20 point with a blot. And remaking the 8 point has value. Okay, Axel decides to play quietly, respecting his opponent's full prime that he built in front of the board. Okay, I do have someone in the chat giving compliments, and that's so much appreciated. Thank you so much. That's exciting. 6-1. Very interesting. 5 point or bar point? 5 point or bar point? He goes for the bar point. He wouldn't have minded leaving this blot on the 11 to the 5 point because there was a blot in board, or is a blot in board. Ernst, he can't cover it yet. 6-4. Yep, do this and slot the 2 point. Eventually we have something to make in the board. You never know. But his game plan is to race and play efficiently with his checkers for the later bear off. And 6-2 is a very, very nice clearing point for the 13. It's not about covering the 2 point. It's just cruising home safely. And as far as I see, the cube's not being turned yet. Not that I would say they missed something. I'm just stating that. I see a 6. And I see a cube, which has been taken confidently by Ernst. Oh, and that is a very, very nice roll for Axel. That speeds up the game tremendously. But Ernst also knows there is quite some contact left. And 2-6 is giving issues. Clearing the 8 is nice. 5 covers the 3 point. And the 6 comes in he decides to leave it on the 22 and 23 and 20. Dance 6-3 and 2. Yes. So Axel is very happy having Ernst on the bar and buys him time. 3-6, 5-point board. Ernst is ready for the shot, and there are shots, and there is one. 5 and this will be a direct 3 from the bar for Ernst, which would really mix things up. That did not do the job. 5-4, nice clearing number, but Axel uneven in the back and still has his chances for sure. His timing is good. He won't leave his anchor yet, and he thinks he is not in danger of too many gammons and goes for the close board. Six-2 would be awkward. 6-3, very nice. 4-2, is he leaving his anchor? Yeah, why not? So, is there a 1 in the cup? No. Sigh of relief for Axel. But no gammons whatsoever. Except we roll double. Then maybe our opponent, excuse me, Ed.
No. Yeah, I'm swallowed. I said, I need a coffee. A cappuccino, cappuccino. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a nice Miss Swallow. Okay. Point on head. Hello. Okay, you guys. What did you see? What did I miss? Three, four. Nice hitting number. 4, 6. Strengthening his 7-point. Giving himself to 1 and 3-2 for making important points in his house. 3. Ernst considering coming up. Yes, holding a 17-point now. Okay. Yeah, we've noticed that Axel is really not shy on attacking on the 1 point or making a 1 point. And he is often right with that. It's a point in board. 2 down. 5, 4. Someone brought me coffee. That really helps because that has been a very long weekend.
Yeah. For all of us.
And this is also something that needs to be considered when you're sitting nicely on your sofa, relaxed, having a nice leisure Sunday afternoon, watching the stream
Right now.
and enjoying this broadcast and be probably relaxed and maybe had a nice long Saturday to Sunday sleep, which our contestants here did not have. That was a very long evening yesterday. They've been playing also the team event, partially the Backgammon event, and some might say that they're also maybe a bit overplayed. Is this a 5-3? Yes, slotting points in his house just because there's nothing better to do with that row than filling in the points that you eventually want to make or for the bear off. Where is the race? Ernst is counting. Five, 1. Could pre-clear the 7-point and also make a 2-point. It can hit and come down. Yes. Also, Axel is not having a perfect board yet. 6 points open, 4 points, even a blotting number. Ernst would not mind being hit on the 1 in order to hit him back on the 4. But is it necessary? That's no, yes, no. Exactly, Axel. Axel's helping him out. That's the position. And you see top players even get distracted. Very experienced players sitting in a final. And you might yourself ask, why is it allowed that you can shuffle those checkers around? But you see, it's really important to have a look at different options because they're is a lot going on with pattern recognition, especially when you're an experienced player. You just set it up, the possibilities, and then you decide whether this is looking good. There's nothing wrong with pretty play. Don't just be misled by pretty plays. So he's not hitting, he's strengthening his board, not giving any shots, and that is the 6 point for Axel. And since Ernst is now facing an island situation, meaning there's no spare to play anymore, and he is counting the shots and decides to go for a clearing number. Okay, 5-4. Axel is playing both down. He could have covered just the 4 point and leave double shot, which of course he doesn't, because even with the blood in Ernst's board, a double shot usually is not a good idea. Double 1. Makes it safe. He was shortly considering making a blocking 10.6 away from Axel's anchor, but he decides to just clear quietly. He holds the 2 cube and he does not want to give any coincidence, chances, accidents by being hit or something. The 4 is easy, but where's the 1? So he might as well do this. Of course, he would love to cover the 2 point, just in case that Axel has an awkward number to jump out. And he decides to keep the spare on the 5 point as an attacking number, and Axel's shifting from the 5 to the 4, coming closer to home, saving 6 and 5 as a spare, so that he is not forced off his anchor when he doesn't want to. 5-2 brings 5-3 brings it in, and double 4. Bye bye. He's counting the race to make sure that he can go all the way. He could consider staying back and play to the 1 and keep contact, but why? Just go because you're fine in the race. Ernst also with an average number, crossover, and this crossover not wasting any time thinking about playing the ace maybe to the 5, building in the 5, or making a crossover from the bar. Double 2, that's what you want to see when you're in a racing position. And being an underdog with this gap on the 4 point, three, 4, he decides to strengthen his 4 point and take off the 3. And 6-5 is something that you really like in that position. A little sigh of relief. 3-1 leaves. It's a gappy number now. Leaves gap on the 3 point on black side. Ernst making sure there is no redouble. And maybe we do the 5 double fives before we redouble. Now he thinks, okay, 6-5. Maybe it's still not enough, or again not enough, even though he had a double 5, and then he thinks, no. There you go, Axel. I put the decision on you. I think you should give me 2 points, and I do not give you the chance to roll double 4s, double 6s. So we cash the 2 points and flip our scoreboard. Setting it up and deciding on how to play the 3-2. He is trailing in the match, so he decides to make the aggressive move by coming down with 2. Full 2 comes in and covers the blot in front of Axel's blot. 3-1 makes the 5. Very nice roll. One hits and the 4 quietly plays to the 7. Everything else would not make sense. 4-3, very nice. You anchor up, probably. Short, considering of hitting something in the Naha board, but quickly decides that is very convenient to have. Double 3, cocked. 6-1. Yeah, 6-1. It's worth considering blocking the bar point when there's still 2 blots on the 24. And, Ernst not always hits, but he can anchor himself on the 4 point. So they both have the anchor on the 4 points. 4-2 now does not make the 4 point, which would have been very nice for Axel. But Ernst says no. This is where I'm sitting now. And also very nice jumping point to have, so that this little fellow back there can hop the prime. But also he's not reluctant to leave the anchor to hit the blot. Even though he has a blot himself in his home board on the 1 point. Axel thinks, is this a market loser when I hit on the 1 or have a double 2 or a double 3? Or maybe I just roll. Yes. That's a hitter. And the 4 hits twice. Yes. He's going for the blitzing play. And we have a dance. Jacques, who won the team? Actually, I have no clue because I've been in the commentary box and I did not even have a chance to find out. but I'll find out soon and will let you know. I know that Bruno Kirsteiner won the one-pointer, and this is a high. If Bruno's watching us from the train on his way home, or maybe later when he is re-watching the stream. Three, 6. Okay, he can hit on the 3, he can hit on the 10, which makes sense, and then you come out. Thank you, UL, for letting us know that Roland Himmelberger, Dejan Maron, and Jan won the team event. So, Swiss champion in team event. Roland Himmelberger, our former Swiss champion in the individual from 2024, is now Swiss champion in team. Well done. So 2 has to come in, and 5 is doing what? The 5 is hitting on the 1 point, obviously. Axel shaking his dice and has a full 5 to play. Very convenient number. Covering the 10 point. Is that a double 3? Which would not be the very best shake on earth, but at least makes the 10 point and probably the 3. Even though behind here he sees his pointing finger and he knows that's the decision he has to make. The 5 point or the 3 point. The 5 point is very more important, but it's just switching points. The 3 point would have make an extra point, an additional point, and also strengthen the board. Pop dice. Double 1. That does something. Okay, anchor up and switch. 1, 5, that's a hitting number. Fine roll. And slot the 8 point. 4, 2. That's a hitting number. Come in and hit. Very nice shake. One, 2. That is the question. Do you yet now? Do you hit on the 21 so that your opponent is not able? Yes, put it back because there's a lot to consider. You can hit on the 8 with a 2. You probably need to hit something. So you might as well hit the next point you want to make. And that would be the 4 point. And that's a dance, and we're not there yet, even though there are lots of blots lying around and still has chances, but now he really needs to perform, and he doesn't. 6-1. Still work to do for Axel, getting those 4 checkers moving from the back. He needs to come home somehow, sooner or later, because Ernst back with his checker, coming in on the 3. And playing his spare, not hitting behind the anchor. 6-3. That hits. Well, interesting. 3 and 2. Double threes. Oh, sorry guys, the glare. Double 3. Okay. Well, of course you come in, of course you point on head, and you can just slot and keep your 9 point. Put them checkers where they want to be. And Axel is considering cubing because a hit on the 3 is probably still not a market loser. And do we see a switch here? Yes, and bring them closer. So you have 5-2, 4-2, double 2, double 1 to make the important 5 point and put Ernst in real trouble. And I think even with the lead in the score, we get to see the cube, yes. I think that's hard to take because there are 3 checkers back, but there are so many gammons. This can really go wrong for Ernst. So he lets it go, giving Axel another point, put him into the lead for 6-3, 5 away, 8 away. Looks like. Yes, looks like they're having a small break, which gives me time for a small break as well. I hope you all stay tuned. I hope you really enjoy this stream as much as we do here at the Swiss Championship. And I step away for a moment and be right back with this exciting match, which is far from over. There's more to come, lots of more swings. And see you guys in a minute. Right, you guys. Players are coming back. And we are back in our live streaming for the Swiss Championship 2025 here in Lausanne. And score is 6-3. Axel is leading in the score. So that's Black's perspective. And we chose to have the board neutral on view like you see it right now. But I think what we need to do is sometimes even change the perspective, and I have to see whether.
It's okay for you to vertical.
Yes, we were just thinking that it might be interesting for the viewers to have another perspective, if possible, and by one of the players, the way he sees the board. In that case, it's the perspective of Ernst Kümin playing Axel and playing the white checker. Thank you, chat. Excellent. This is so great. Great, great, great.
I'm getting older.
So we see Axel's name. Ernst's name is where it belongs.
Yeah, it's good.
Perfect.
You're back.
And we are back. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Excellent. Okay, shaking that ice. Oops. And let me get that screen so that I can see properly what I'm supposed to commentate on. Okay. 4 point for both players. 6-5. Axel runs with his black checker. Ernst not able to hit, but to come down and split in the back. 5-2. Not the very best shape, but nothing exciting yet. Okay, he is going to the 3 point. I'd rather unstack the heavy midpoint and put the spare on the 11 point, leaving 2 blots in the outfield, which might be a bit risky since Ernst has split his white checkers. I'm just getting a feedback out of the chat from Stefan with a thumbs up for the new point of view that we have. So let me know in the commentary what you prefer. Probably for most spectators it's nicer to have one point of view of one of the players. 5-3 makes the 3 point in White's home board. Double 3, very nice reply, makes the 5 point. No doubt about that. Ernst looking for coming out to the bar and then think about the 3. Maybe continue to the 15, which he does right now. He could have come down and bring material for the 5 point. Axel, quick count of the race. 3 hits and 1 maybe to the 9, so that he's aiming on the 3-point, which of course causes a hit back if your opponent is lucky enough to roll this 3-6, only number that would have hit back. So come in, go further and block the bar. Nice. 2-4 creeps up, but where's your 4? Ernst would really like to step up and see daylight. But having the 11-point made, which is in a distance of 6 away from the valuable 5-point, is also something that's very strong, and he goes for that. 6-5 does the defensive bar point. So Axel now holding both bar points with the black checkers, and 3-1. You see, this is now what top players do. They do not automatically make the 5-point just because it's the 5-point. Ernst is really considering creeping up now, coming up and seek daylight to get the hell out of there before he's being closed out. And he chooses the 1 over the 5-point. That's the hop out on 5, and that's the hit back. Very nice. Now Axel again in command. Okay, white comes in with the 2 and the 4 plays down. There's nothing better to do. And Axel thinks and cubes. And Ernst drops. And another point for Axel, giving him a lead 7-3 in this 11-point match, being 4 away, 8 away, and really having a little smell on that trophy. He knows a cube gammon will bring him the match and the title. And Ernst, experienced as he is, knows, this might be a long tournament, but I'm not done yet. If it takes that long, I'm willing to invest. Let me do the 5-point with this lovely 3-1 as an opening roll, followed by a double 4 with the double hit. And now think about whether you're already too good. I don't think so, but there must be a cube trailing so much, and there it is. Axel lets it go instantly, knowing that he needs to protect his lead. This can really go wrong and lead to a gammon, and it's so much nicer to give your opponent just 1 point instead of 4. 6-2, Ernst opening roll for him. 5-6, double hit. Three, 2. Thank you, UL. That's lovely to hear. Makes the bar, makes the 1. Looks like I've seen that before. Just out of another perspective, I think now you really see the value of when you switch the board. And it looks like a different game all of a sudden, I think. If you do have the neutrals board, like you see both sides as a spectator, when you're not in the player's seat and just watching and thinking, why am I not sitting there? And now we do have the perspective of one of the players. So from this point of view, he is down by 7 points. 4-2 makes the 4 point over the 9 point much stronger. 5-1 is a double hit. That's a nice blitzing play. He has 11 checkers in the zone. And double 5 is really a solid shake back. In Axel's face, we are counting and thinking, do we come out? Do we come down? 6-3. Yeah. Now we see a bit the awkwardness of Axel's position with this deep 1 point May, a blotted board and 2 checkers stuck back in Ernst's home board. He chooses to run, and that is followed by a quick cube by Ernst. Really seeing his chances here with this double shot opportunity. 3-1 hits. Double 5 would hit. Double 4 would make the 5 point and put even some gammon pressure on Axel. And lets it go. Another point for Ernst. Ka-ching. 7-5 now. 6 away, 4 away. Very nice. So we balance out the match equities, and I would say this is really showing the strength of both players, and it's a fine match. Not too many swings yet, but so solid. And they play this fine, pure backgammon. 6-5. See, this is now the difference of style. Axel might have considered making the 1 point and pointing on head. And Ernst is just playing quietly. 3-2. Now he's a bit stiff in his position. Maybe he's just making his 5 point now. Because if you split in the back, you would stack up with a 2 on a 7 point, or what do you do next? If you split with a 2, where do you put the 3? Do you challenge Axel by splitting to the 21 and 22? That is really something that you can think a long time. And also, it's really interesting if you do this or make the 5 point. He goes for the split in the back, and that is challenging Axel to either come up to the 20 point and quietly play down, or exactly that's what he does, hit on the 4 and bring material. Let's see what happens now. That's a cocked dice. Can Ernst hit back? He needs a 4, double 2, 1, 3, That's the 4, accompanied with a 2, and he sticks to the theme. Double 5. Oh, nice. Yeah, slow down and do it in order. Exactly. You need to come in. Of course, you do the 5 point and then you think about the last 5. Excellent. This is what good players do. 2 comes in, and it's a nice opportunity to strengthen up the 7 point so that we can use this checkers to finally also make a point and board, and Axel knows it and thinks, yeah, but you don't have a point and board yet, and I do have attacking mode here, and I can do my 10 point, I can hit on the 4, having a stronger board, giving the cube, and knowing the value of the gammon here. I mean, 4 points will bring him the title, and Ernst is doing him the favor and is dancing on this 2-point board with his blood in front of his nose, and now that's the momentum for Axel, because he has a 3-point board now. Ernst is dancing. Not a good time for dancing, Ernst. And he continues the blitz. And now Ernst really needs to perform here. He needs to come in. He wants to hit on the 2, and he does. 3-2, coming with both, hitting. Okay. 2-1. Do we continue hitting here, Axel? Of course. Still enough material in the zone. Isn't that so nice? I mean, look what backgammon does. It gives you a double 1. The 5 point was making a 4-point prime. And all of a sudden, Axel is a dog. Well, he thinks that could have gotten differently. And Ernst is thinking, ooh, not with me. Okay, what to do with the 2? Do you hide the blot on the 15, go to the 13? Do you split your checker to the 4 point of extra builders pointing on the 3 point, and he decides to hide his blot, leaving the blot on the 8 point? See, this is really the shitty thing about when you do have an opponent and you are spreading out your checkers for all the options to really seek that gammon, and then your opponent is just rolling a lucky number like double 1s, coming in, hitting, and doing best point and board. And you gave away this cube. And Ernst is really taking advantage out of the situation. You see, this is also something psychologically. You know, your opponent who you just wanted to gammon, you smell the title, and he is just rolling this double 1, and all of a sudden, everything is like going down the drain for you. And on the other hand, Ernst was... No, Ernst is not the guy to give up. Of course, he's too experienced. He knows his chances, and he rolled it, knowing he's back in the game, evening out. And now we do have a score of 7-7, 4 away, 4 away. And now this is really going to be exciting cube-wise, because Cube Gammon brings the match for both of the contestants. Axel on 1 point. Please don't stop. No. Where is my screen? No. Oh, it's back. Okay. Oh, don't do that to me. Oh. Hit. Okay, hit. I think it's a double hit. I think Ernst has 2 checkers on the bar. Yes, 5-4 in, hit, okay. 5-6. Jakob says he would have taken the cube because of the victory chance. Like, you don't need to play for gammon and just for the win on Axel's, from Axel's perspective. Thank you for your comment, Jakob. Interesting. We don't have an XG feed this year, so we could see what the percentage is of that drop by Axel. Understandable. It is all the way. Okay, are we having a 3-point or are we hitting here? And we hit. Okay. Yeah, why not? 5-3, come in and make the 1 point, probably. Aha, Axel rethinks. Quite early to make a 1 point, right? On the other hand, aha, okay. He's making a heavy 8. What's that? 5-4? 5-6. 5-6. Point on head. Nice shake. Double 5. Makes 3-point and the 1 point, or hits on the 20 point, leaving a double blotting board. He does make the 3 point, looks like, and considering leaving a double shot outside. Okay. Taking advantage of the race. Is that a hit back? Looks so. 6-4 it is, right? Yeah, there should be a hitting number. Yes. Oh, dance. Ooh. And now I think we already see a cube. Yeah, there are gammons in there. But can you pass it? Can you pass it? You do have the same strength of the board. Of course, you have the dead checker on the one, which is a dead checker by now. You are on the bar. 5, 4, 6, 11 men in the zone. 3 point as, of course, not really the points that you feel the most, but yeah, he lets it go. And first time, Ernst is taking the lead in the match score here at this final for the title of being the Swiss champion 2025. 6-3, 4 away, 3 away. Axel's really seeking this cube now. Hit, split, not there yet, Axel. 5-4 anchors on the 20, yes. Solid. Well, we do hit or do we play quietly? I think we hit, right? I mean, why not? Is that a 2? 2-6 from the bar. Ray Fogeland is not always the best. Pretty often, but not always. Not in this case, at least. Double 5. Make the 3 hit. And remakes the 8, maybe. Okay, 24 is staying. The one on the 15 is not doing harm there. Thank you for the compliment, Jan Hotta. Nice to hear from you. Yeah, hit. Yeah, and the 3-point. Okay, now I see the screen again. That's the 1 point. I don't see the dice. Is that a 6-2? Then it would be down and slot or go to the bar. And slot the bar. Hit. And make the 15. 3-6. Double 6. What a dance. Five, 4 in and jumping out. Praying not to be hit. Yes, thank you, ER. We are really so proud what we've done and what we're doing right now, and that we finally do broadcast the Swiss Championship to you Guys at home, it was about time. So happy to be your host and do the commentary and bring backgammon to the world. Thank you. To 4, go to the 10 point. Ernst, in the meantime, improved his board. And there's the hit. Excellent hit here by Ernst. 5-6. That's an expensive dance. And a shout out to the Mirabeau Hotel. The waiter just brought me some water. We've been spoiled here in this really great venue. 6-2. Anchor up on the 20 or come out. Yeah. Ernst is really seeking for getting out there. He doesn't really need the anchor anymore. He just wants to bring them home while Axel is dancing on the bar. And this is the time when Ernst is thinking not to have any accidents. Like what happens with double fours, double threes are blocked. He doesn't want to crack his board. And he's really looking out for bad dices, like shakes, that would bring him in the position to crunch his almost perfect home board. Comes down, aiming for the 2 point, really the next point he wants to make, and Axel dancing. 4-3 runs to the 13, and Axel, where is his 2? Wrong side of the dice. 4-1, and bringing more material, covering the 8, and preventing from the 2-6 from the bar. Still dancing, and probably to the 6. Yes, come on, Axel, you need this 2-6 from the bar. Well, Ernst knew that. This is really important to have the 8 point blocked. I don't know about the percentage, but it's like this 2-6 from the bar is haunting lots of players. They would leave and the 8 point too early and leave a blot on the 8 point when your opponent needs to come in on the 2. It's really amazing. 4-1. And do you hide the blot or do you leave it slotted on the 2 point? That's really the question. He wants the gammon. Okay. Not giving any chances. Would that be? I think that, black has a blot on board. At 1 point made. I think the hit is clear. And question is, do you leave it slotted? Okay, he goes for the hit. Depending on the score, whether the cube is turned, the value of the gammon, you might even consider splitting from 8 to 7 to give you more covers for the 2. But he decides to hit and pass. On to the 1. 4-2. Now Axel again. Where is his 2? There it is. Accompanied with a 1. Making a crossover and really thinking about saving gammon already. Another 4. 5. 1. Oh, that's clear. And 2-6 from the bar. There you go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is really turning the whole match upside down again. And he's dancing. Oh my goodness. What a swing here. 4-1 that dancer in that situation. He was also smelling at the trophy already, Ernst Kümin from Canton Schweiz. And there's the cube. There is the cube, and of course this is a pass too many gammons. You can't take that. I mean, was that even too good? Yeah, he cashes the point. Even outs the score to 8-8. 3 away, 3 away. What an exciting turn of events. Great final that we got to see here. What great players. And I think that the luck factor is not like too much in one's favor. As I mentioned, I don't have XG feed here to really prove it, but it looks like the swings now are going back and forth. That's the bar point, the defensive bar point for Ernst. 2 and a slot. Yes, get your board ready because Ernst game plan is just cruising home and winning the race. And look at that. Double 5s. Oh my God. And that's the 2. Is that enough for the cube? 3 away, 3 away. Here it is. Take that, Axel. And he takes it. Because he needs, this is 3 away, 3 away.
Does it work? Work back.
Hmm?
It's working.
What?
Is it working?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. 5, 4, both in. 2-1. What does that do? Huh. What does that do? Does that double hit and putting 2 blots in the house? Huh. I mean, if you do make the bar point, where is your 2? Yeah, exactly. I think there's almost nothing else to do. 5-1, 1 comes in. Oh, that's so unfortunate from Axel's perspective, having a double shot there and not even getting in with both. And we do have voters for Ernst in the chat saying, "Go Ernst." Where is the family and friends of Axel? 3-6 dance, but holding the cube and knowing any 5 can change the whole game. And I am running out of the screen. Oh my God, not now. Please. I don't see anything. Do you guys at home see the screen? Reconnect, please. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please, please. What are they doing? This is, no, don't do that to me.
Perfect timing.
Oh, Chef, do something. Oh my God, we're missing it. Come on. No, no.
Go back.
Reconnect.
Back.
Reconnect.
Back.
Oh my God. Okay, where are we? Is this a double two? I'm not funny. I'm desperate. I want to see the final. And there's the 4Q because he had his 5. He knows everything is mixed up again. And now this is the last game for sure. Double 3. Making the bar. 6 needed for Ernst to stay in the game. There it is. And coming out. Oh my God. Is there a hit back? 6-3. Any 2. Or just win the race. But it's cocked. Oh my God. What's that? Double 4. Okay. That does something to the race. That does something to the race. You do make this. Okay, you stay on your 20-point anchor. Probably. Making it harder for Ernst to pass by with this blot. And since he does have that checkers there, he is not having much choices with rolls like 1-4, for example. He's running out of spares, giving Axel chances to hit. And he is coming down. He's not giving up on the race, but he's giving up on contact on the 13 point because he covers the 2 point with a 6. Where's the 5? Do you come out? Probably not. We do have a new person in chat, and this is the second match we are commentating on and doing this stream now. I think I'm talking for 5 hours now. All right. 6-3. That covers, slots the 1. And what does Ernst have in the cup? This is what you want when you are sitting in the final of the Swiss Championship. You just want to clear with a nice shake of double 6s. Excellent. Excellent shake for Ernst now. So 5. He does not want to waste any pips, Axel. You see, the race not over yet. It's not over yet. He has a nice distribution. Ernst has a gappy board, and this is what he does. He is running, and I think this is the best thing he can do. And just hoping for 6-1, which is not a pointing number. Axel now really, really looking for high rolls. This is now going towards a racing game, and it's anybody's game with Ernst being a favorite here. And what does Axel come up with? It's 4-3. It's almost average. Average roll must be around 8 point something. And this is Ernst who takes out his first checker on his road to victory. 2 crossovers for Axel here, trailing. And that is what, a 4 and another 4? No, it's a, I see. That was 1-6-4 taking out. 5-1. A 1 and, gosh, I can't see it. No. Jeff, don't play around. I don't see this. Can you make it bigger, please? I don't see it. Yes. No. Back where? I want to see that. Yes, thank you. Okay. Jeff being helpful here, not being helpful. 3-1. Okay. So, Ernst. What is it? 3 something. Double threes. Oh my God, this looks like curtain orchestra is getting their instruments. Fat lady is doing her makeup. And that is almost it. We do have a new champion, Ernst Kümin. Well deserved. What a great match. Trailing in the match for most of the time. And we have our winner after this long and very exhausting tournament. We have a lucky winner, Ernst Kümin from Canton, Schweiz, living in Brazil parts of the time, a 52-year-old, very fine backgammon player, very well known in the world elite, and now our new and well-deserved Swiss champion, I would say that for sure. And I hope you guys had an excellent time as I did, joining us on this first ever live stream. And this is more to come in the future. The Swiss Backgammon Association. We do have a new president. We do have a new Vorstand. Everybody is really very thrilled to bring you the experience home. And it would be awesome if we could welcome you on any tournament. Please join the community, come to the tournaments, and most of all, if you come to tournaments or not, play backgammon. It keeps you fit.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Wow. Good job.